Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem, Wakar Kadash. Double honors to the elders, apostles, Buried Muslim, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. That be like unto the speckled bird, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And I say shalom to you Akim out there. And this is another quick sit-down lesson for In the News on July the 26th, 2022 at 4:40 p.m. Central Standard Time on this Tuesday afternoon through the Spirit, Power, Grace, and Mercy of Yahweh Yahushua. And as you see right here, the Dow Jones slips again. Once they had their gain, they had the Wall Street gains of yesterday. Now it slipped this today, and I believe the Federal Reserve, they was gonna raise interest rates again. I believe they had some type of meeting, I believe, and the Wall Street had that reaction of the Feds raising the interest rates, the Federal Reserve interest rates increase again. Now the Dow Jones fell like negative 200 and something, I believe, and the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ Industrial slip as well too. And this is a news article from investors.com, and the highlight of this news article, and it reads, on July the 26th, 2022 at 4:01 p.m. Eastern Time. Stock market today, Dow tumbles as consumer tech struggles. Federal decision eyed. It says the Dow Jones fell today as tech slips as retailers were under siege after a profit warning from Walmart sparked worries about the consumer and a broad economic ahead of the Federal Reserve decision due. Okay. Let me take that back. So the Federal Reserve, they're gonna meet with each other on Wednesday to see if it's necessary to be able to raise the interest rates once again. It says about the consumer and the broad economic ahead of the Federal Reserve decision on Wednesday, which is tomorrow. It says the Dow Jones Industrial Average slips 0.82%, or negative 229 points, right, which has fell from 32,000 points now to back to 31,000 points. So it slipped once again. And the NASDAQ was down 1.9%, and the S&P 500 fell 1.2%. Walmart slips more than 7% after cutting its outlooks on profit as inflation puts a squeeze on consumer spending. The retail forecast earnings per share to decline 11% to 13% down from the flat previous. The gloomy update from Walmart is clearly telling you that the economic conditions are deteriorating, which is why the market has sold off as of Tuesday. Will founder and the GE CEO of Granite Shares told the investors in an interview on Tuesday, consumers are getting squeezed because the cost of goods and services is rising and the cost to borrow is going up, he added. Fresh fears about the strength of the consumer pressure other retails to fall sharply by the Amazon, NASDAQ, the DLTR, ROST, and the TGT, as well as the profits warning from Walmart data shows they slip in consumer confidence added to concerns about the slowing economic growth as the Federal Reserve kicks off a 2-day meeting, which starts tomorrow. A 75 base point hike is probably most Price In said, writing about the commentary, Federal Chairman Jerome Powell about the state of the economy or the future direction of interest rates will be more important. The text, meanwhile, also dragged the market lower as investors appears to be wary of making bullish beats on big tech, and Alphabet and Microsoft are set to mega cap tech earnings underway. So yeah, as you see, you know, the Wall Street fell once again. It slips because you have the Federal Reserves have a 2-day meeting for Wednesday and Thursday, I believe, for what I confirm as reading a news article. And it's gonna see if the market's gonna have once again a different reaction for positive gains or negative gains. So most likely the Federal Reserve, they're gonna once again increase interest rates because you have the continual increase of inflation, consumer spending. Even though gas prices went down for the fourth week, I believe, but even though it's gonna go right back up, and then with the cost of living and everything else all going back up, and the economy is not doing so well. It's a slow, steady pace, and I believe the employment rate was like 3.6, 3.7, something like that. And the job market, labor went down or went up as well too. So yeah, that goes to show you another clear example that the economy in America is still not looking good. Because I believe Joe Biden had made a statement was saying that the economy is not entering a recession. I mean, that's what it kind of seemed like, because everything is consistently going up, and the housing market not doing so well, and that kind of burn the hole in the pockets of the citizens of America, because everything is definitely going up. The cost of rent is going up. The housing market not so well. Even though people are hiring and have like 2 or 3 jobs or have a good career, it's kind of hard for them to maintain to have some money savings in their checkings or savings or their retirement money. They said I was hearing from stories of people had to it was so bad of everything consistently going up, they had to take some money out of their retirement money or their savings just to pay bills. That's how bad it was, and currently is right now, due to the economy, everything going up. You pay your cell phone bill, your gas bill. Definitely the gas bill been going up as of lately throughout this whole year of 2022, with the Russia-Ukraine thing, from reports, a lot of people saying they definitely not blaming on the Russia-Ukraine thing, but everything else been constantly steady going up. The tax hike constantly going up when you're paying your food. You're paying your light bill, your gas bill, your internet bill, your cable bill, paying rent. Your rent going up off the roof as well too. You had like a high statistic of rent going up every year. So these things affecting American citizens, And then because in the Wall Street, the economy goes into that as well too, as they plunge money into that as well too, as the Wall Street, the Dow Jones, the S&P 500, the industrial consistently have a lot of gains. At times when the stock markets might be good, then a lot of times it crash. So it been like an up and down slope, Then you're dealing with the slow, steady pace of the economy, everything going up, with the gas, even though the gas been going down, but it's gonna increase and go right back up as well too. And with the high interest rates, the high taxes, the high cost of living, the high food prices, even though a lot of people might get food assistance with that, you know, and rent going up, paying your bills is going up. Even if you have like three hard jobs, you hard working, then you gotta pay all these bills, and then you gotta take money out of your savings, or your retirement plan money, you know. So that goes to show you the the downfall of modern day Babylon on an economic scale, as we see in these on an everyday basis, especially on the economic sense, what everything is going up with high prices, consumer prices, with the hyperinflation went from 8.1% now to 9.2% from the month of June, as consumer prices went skyrocket, and wouldn't be surprised if they're gonna continue even more now than ever. So with that, matter of fact, let me bring out one more scripture. Bring out a scripture for that. Yep. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, verse 7. Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, that have made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Right, because these nations are not feeling the lifestyle of modern day Babylon in Western society. These countries are not influenced with it no more, because they think it's with the Ukraine Russia thing, and then with the oil thing as well too, and with the influence of modern day Babylon, with these restaurants and the influences and stuff like that. So, modern day Babylon been the golden cup, and these nations are not following the ways of modern day Babylon. So this is a prime example that modern day Babylon is falling economically, This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, verse 8. Babylon suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her take bond for her pain, if so she may be healed. Right, this place is not going to be healed. Even if you do have a new president, even if you have a president that's conservative on the right hand side, it's still not going to make a difference. Business wise might, but in all other categories, no, because you're still going to have divisions between the nations. They still going to have opposing sides, and some not going to agree, and some going to agree. The other group, they're going to have their solutions, think what's right, and then you got people on the left-hand side going to think what's right, and that's in the book of Mark 3:25, I believe. If your house be divided against itself, how shall it stand? You got both sides opposing each other, Then you got the gender thing, the gender wars, the nation wars, class wars, all different types of things. So that shows you more direct signs of modern day Babylon is falling. It doesn't matter who be in the White House or bring the president. It still doesn't matter, because this place is definitely falling on many different categories. Yeah, it might have some little success, but it's still showing signs of modern day Babylon is falling. The intensity with the nations, violence increasing, and many other different things, Other sides opposing the other side, the left hand or right hand side, and it's falling economically, like I mentioned before, with the housing, with the cost of living, the cost of everything going up. the hyperinflation increasingly. So that shows you signs of modern day Babylon is falling. Just like Babylon was a golden cup, Babylon was a success, pride and arrogant. Now it's crumbling, it's falling, especially on the economic sense, and as we seeing that on an everyday basis. And I'm gonna bring out one more scripture, then I'm gonna close out the lesson. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 2. Verse 2 in the book of Revelations through the Holy Scriptures, and it reads, "And he cried with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become a habitation of devils, in the hole of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean for hateful bird." Might, because this place is falling down economically, just like ancient Babylon fell. Now modern day Babylon is falling. Modern day Roman Empire, modern day Egypt, modern day Babylon, according to the Holy Scriptures, this place is definitely falling, crumbling on an economic scale, So you can't expect, even though the stocks might have some good gain, probably the next day or so, but you're going to continue to see it spiraling up and down, especially on the economic scale. You're going to see more continual of the Dow Jones crash and everything consistently going up. And that shows you the signs of modern day Babylon is definitely falling on the economic scale, and it's going to continue on through the days and months and years, So with that, I hope this quick sit-down lesson was edifying through the spirit, power, grace, and mercy of Yahweh Yahushua. And first and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Wakakadash. Double honors to the elders, apostles of every millstone, person word, truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, person word, truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, that be like unto the speckled bird, person word, truthfully and sincerely. And until next time, I will say shalom and ball.